We are alive.
Rhythm night.
Just landed.
Let's
It's my
go.
favorite night of the week, and it's extra favorite today.
I thought you were gonna say favorite night of the year.
Favorite night of, Leighton, this can be my favorite night of this year. You want to know why?
Why?
We're reunited.
Reunited and it feels so good.
I was kind of going in for a hug and you dissed me. Reunited.
Well, you put that on me, guys. I'm Leighton. This is Cole. We have not
been since last year.
Last year, 2020. Does anyone remember that year? I don't.
Like, they're probably like, what are they talking about?
What are they talking about?
Like, it's sentimental for us.
Absolutely. Hey, I saw, shout out Matthew Bailey, I believe.
Matthew Bailey. It is her
first Rhythm Night. You better give him some love. Welcome to Rhythm Night.
Welcome to Rhythm
Night. Rhythm Night, you can see in the little corner, this corner, 14 minutes. It kicks off, but right now you have, I would consider the best part of Rhythm
This is like, I get excited for
my
mic check. I get excited for because I love seeing you in your element.
You have to say Leighton before
I get excited for Leighton's mic check because I love seeing you in your element.
Doofy, come here. All the way. Crawl through.
That terrified me.
Hey, if you know.
That terrified me.
I know that.
Hey, what song is that?
What song?
YK. By Elevation Rhythm. By Elevation Rhythm.
Before you leave, we have to talk about this. I noticed it during run through. You have a Dallas Cowboys hoodie on.
Yes.
Southeastern University sweatpants, and then a Yankees hat.
Yankees.
And he's from South Africa.
Guys, please. Can someone comment on this? One, if that's okay. Two, if that's not okay. One, if that's okay. Two, if that's not okay.
I think it should be okay because like none of them actually like compete against each other.
Okay.
Yeah, it just feels a little. It feels like I understand.
It's like
it feels like a lot.
Reeboks, Nikes, and Adidas.
It's like wearing an Elevation Worship beanie, a Champions, and I'm back, baby. We back.
Yeah, this is what I didn't miss about Leighton. You know, he can be so tender off camera, but when he gets on camera, this is why you're
something happened. Everyone ones, twos. It's 50-50 right now. Do you see that? It's 50-50 in chat. It's 50-50.
This is why your girlfriend broke up with you, because you be mean. You be mean.
First off, Cole, I broke up with her. Power move.
What?
Okay? Yeah.
All right,
you best recognize before you start spewing non-facts right there.
Okay, all right. Leighton.
Guys, I'm jumping into I was going to wait. And you know what? I felt bad about this all day. But last week, Pastor Tim talked about building a new blueprint.
Pastor Tim thought about building a new blueprint.
And guess what? You have been slacking a little bit. I was gone for a couple weeks of mic check, and we have some clips. I went and pulled some clips from some not great blueprint moments. So Chad, you can help me out with this because I ain't about this. After no. After you try and throw me under the bus like that, I don't like that. Let's go ahead. Let's go first. Let's go first. Let's play it.
Yeah, I remember this.
You look that up in Urban Dictionary. Don't. But you look that up on the Elevation Youth YouTube. No.
WTF.
You look that up in Urban Dictionary.
Why are you
Don't.
telling me to look it up in
But you
Urban
look that up
Dictionary?
on the Elevation
Why are you
Youth
doing
YouTube. No.
Why are you doing that?
You look that up in Urban Dictionary.
I don't have an answer for that.
Let's go. Roll the second clip. I'm not done.
Mom, if you're watching this one, you can turn.
Our Roanoke Youth Director, his birthday is today.
Oh, not Roanoke, dog.
Oh, no.
You come on.
Because Caleb, our Roanoke Youth Director, his birthday is today.
Not Roanoke, dog.
Oh no, Roanoke Youth Director.
As I was saying, Mom, if you're watching this one, you can go ahead and tune off.
Okay, let's go. Roll the third one.
Why is there how many? It's all the same night.
A huge diversion.
Diversion?
We need like a huge diversion.
That's why when me moving my arms like this was the diversion.
We need a huge diversion?
This was the diversion.
Maybe we need to work on that vocabulary though. It's
How you do it.
One more time.
I wouldn't use diversion.
All in the hip.
Wait. This is how you do it.
One more time.
This is great.
All in the hip. All in the hip.
Wait. This is how you do it.
One more time. All in the hip. All in the hip.
I'm wearing those pants right now.
Okay, next one.
Wait. There's no more. There's no more.
Tell us why, bro.
Tonight we just have great things planned.
We do. Tell us why, bro.
Tonight we
just have great things. I'm pretty sure I said that today too.
Next one. Sure you did a run through.
Share it. Invite them.
Share it.
Invite them.
Who is letting me on camera?
You didn't even say anything.
Tim, you gotta kick me out. What is happening?
Invite them.
Next, roll the next one.
Leighton, we love you, bro.
Leighton, we love you. We miss you.
We love you. We miss you. I want to give a shout out to Leighton. Leighton, we love you,
we
bro.
miss you. I thought you
because
we love you. We miss you.
Why do I sound like no? like, I was just waiting because I knew when I saw you in person, what I had to say was like when Tim said, "Show me you love me without telling me you love me." I wanted to show you I love you.
Okay. I wanted more.
Pitter patter of the. You know what I love?
Rhythm of the snow.
Rhythm of the snow. You can hear the pitter patter of the. You know what I love?
What are you saying?
Rhythm of the snow.
What are you saying?
You can hear the pitter
You can
patter.
hear the rhythm of the pitter patter. What?
How long have you been? Do you just watch all the mic checks and let me pull up my screen record because I know
I haven't done anything all day. That's what I've done. Next thing.
That's Christmas. Do you have any Christmas dishes?
Christmas edition.
What? Do you have any?
Keep going. You got it.
That's Christmas. Do you have any Christmas
You've been slacking, baby. Next one. Hit the next one.
No more. Hey, you know what's important about tonight? You need to share.
Hold on. Wait.
Go ahead and share. Youth Nation.
Youth
Nation. Hey, there was.
Okay, we have two more. Wait, Josiah's
No
on
more.
one. Josiah's on one.
Okay. No more.
It's the inauguration. All right. I have.
Say it again.
Okay.
Since the inauguration.
Inauguration.
All right.
Can we raise a hand if inauguration is the right way to say that? It's inauguration. Am I correct? Josiah. Where's Josiah? Josiah, he's right there. Josiah, y'all been slacking, and I'm here to tighten up the screws. We're building new blueprints. You know what I'm saying? Next one. This is the last one.
Next one. My friends would call me the meme machine.
What friends?
Unnecessary violence. Unlike what I'm doing right now is constructive.
What friends?
Look at this. I'm in defense of you this time. See at the end? It wasn't all you.
It didn't feel constructive. It hurted.
Okay, so can I be honest? None of that was really. I did not know you were gonna come after the girlfriend thing. That like.
It was bad. I was trying to set you up.
That shook me, and that really. In chat, I'd like to formally apologize for what I just did to my man Cole, but it had to happen. It had to happen. That's how he's gonna get better. So that's why. Cole got lit up, dog.
So the only way to recover from this is to go the complete opposite direction.
Oh, J-Dog says Leighton pulled up Leighton has receipts.
Leighton did
Eleanor says poor Cole. Ashun's from Korea. That's awesome. Zoe said demolish. Thank you. Yes, that's all I wanted.
Leighton, the only way to recover from this.
I lift myself up, tearing people down.
You're right.
I'm kidding. I don't do that.
Are you done?
I'm kidding. Yes, I am done. Go.
The only way to recover from this is to go the complete opposite direction.
And share?
And to share.
And stop what you're doing and share. So you can see these types of roasts.
Especially
why you'd be missing out.
You know, send this to one of your friends, be like, hey, I'm about to roast you. You're
going to roast them?
And then they're going to be like, what does it mean? And then they'll click the link and it'll be me and Leighton.
Okay, hey, we skipped it. We didn't talk about Valentine's Day. What'd you do for Valentine's? What'd you do for Valentine's?
I didn't do anything.
Nothing at all?
I mean, I bought my mom and my mom and sister dinner.
Oh, that's sweet. That's sweet. There's nothing wrong with that. That's awesome. Claps. We have claps.
What did you do for Valentine's Day?
I didn't do anything. I hung out with my cat and worked. That's what I did.
Hung out with your cat and worked.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that was good to me, I guess.
One thing that I've been like secretly scared about.
Yeah.
Ever since a child is the handoff of a Valentine. It is one of the most terrifying feelings ever.
When we talked about this, you told me you didn't watch last week. That's another thing.
No, you told me
you didn't watch last week. We talked about this. Mate and I talked about how embarrassing it is to bring stuff to school.
Yeah.
Anything. It's like even a project. Even if you were bringing like a project. Let alone a Valentine's.
I would make my mom bring me to school early so I could be one of the first kids to take my project in because I was scared.
Yeah, POV. I'm giving you a Valentine. I'm giving you a Valentine. Hey,
I'm the supportive friend. I'm supportive friend.
We walk up together. Hey, am I good?
He's got something to say.
Hey, what's up? I've been noticing you. And I decided to write you a Valentine's, and I was wondering if you wanted to go out. The Valentine says, will you go out with me? I wrote it. This is computer paper. I designed it too. Will you?
Yeah. What's
your answer? What's your answer?
All right. And scene.
Cut.
It never went like that in real life.
Yeah, no, that never. It never did. I never did that in real life.
One thing that also terrifies me in my mind is people who don't know how to slide into DMs. Like I've been hearing stories of people who've been sliding into DMs and they're like, yeah, I just go in there, black and blue, what's good with you? And I'm like, that's terrifying. If somebody DM'd me and said black and blue, what's good with you?
Yeah, I don't like that.
I'd go ahead and hit him with the block.
Okay, how are you, okay, first off, I'm new to this. How are you sliding into DMs? I would like to know.
Would you like to know how
Yeah.
Is this a POV?
Do another POV. You know, we'll start from the top of the scene. All right.
Okay. Good aftermorrow, madam. How are you today?
Morrow?
I would love to know if I could have...
1800s?
Did I talk during your POV? I would love to know if I can have a form of communication so we can talk about getting some type of
Downton
food
Abbey.
or something.
We get it. You watch
Thank
PBS.
you. And scene. And that's how I do it every single time.
Chat, are you telling me? Are you clicking on that? You responding to that? Or are you blocking? I want to know immediately. Are you blocking? Oh my god. Oh no, what did I do? It wasn't me. Okay, I see the block. Blocking. Tim said he blocked you. That's sad
All right,
face.
look.
That's sad. Block. Mimic it. They say they want you to mimic this face. Can you do this for me? Redo this? Do it. Do it.
Oh my god.
A meme within a meme. LOL, not Bridgerton, Eleanor said.
Not Bridgerton.
No, okay, Downton Abbey. So we got some Downton Abbey fans.
Maybe, or Lean.
Yeah.
Tell me the good approach. What is like a good way? Because
Okay.
to DM somebody.
So this is, I think, where my problem is. Okay.
Okay.
I'm too slow. I'm too slow. I'm taking time. I want to build. I'm building something. See what I'm saying? I'm building something. And so it starts with just like a little reaction. A reaction on a story. You know what I'm saying? First, we're already following each other. Reaction on a story.
Reaction on
Next thing you know, 2 days later, another reaction on a story. Another reaction on
This
a
is
story.
creepy.
Okay. Am I done?
All right, go ahead. You're moving too fast, in my opinion.
I'm not done. So I'm confused why you're talking. A weekend, I respond verbally. Not verbally, but in text. I say, "Oh, haha, this is so fun, whatever."
How'd you get a number?
That's what opens up DMs. We're talking DMs.
But you said you react to a story 2 times. How did you get a number?
I'm saying in DMs. They're not
saying
saying
blocked.
blocked. They're not saying blocked. That's smart. There's nothing wrong with that.
Look,
There's nothing wrong with the way that I'm doing
The
that.
smart way to slide into the DMs, I'm gonna let you know. You gotta, if they follow you and you follow her, if they post something on their story and you can see that there's something that you can interact with on that story,
Yeah, 100%.
You gotta.
You just explained what I'm
You
doing.
gotta have an open-ended question to keep the conversation flowing.
The reactions are fun. That's
No,
what they're there for. That's what the reactions are there for.
Anybody who sends me a laughing like somebody reacted laugh face to your story, I'm gonna just leave them on red. What do I want with that?
Well, yeah, that's what I want. I'm not trying to start.
Why would they listen to us
conversation.
if both of us are single? That is.
Well, I don't like that you said great point so fast. I'm feeling sassy
Will said,
today.
great point.
I feel
Great
discharged. I don't know why. Great point.
That was a great point.
Okay,
That
so
was a
tell
great-
me,
Will, how would you slide into the DMs?
How would you do it? Give me advice.
I mean, first of all, let's go with a conversation starter.
Yes.
So instead of like a thumbs up or a reaction or something like that, how
Just randomly, you're saying. Randomly,
You find a girl and
conversation
you like,
starter.
wow, she is very
I'm like,
attractive. I think I would like to talk to
yo,
her.
the fit is fire.
The outfit. That's a little aggressive for me, chat. I need some backup. I feel like.
Yeah. Will, how long have
was
you been
better?
married?
I didn't hear what he said.
How long have you been married, Will?
How old are you?
All right. Hey, back over here. Back. What I'm
just saying.
It's just like different era. We're in a different era of sliding into DMs. A good way. You know, we did this last week. We're gonna do it again this week.
The best way to slide into DMs. Is that what you're about to say?
Yes.
Do it. Tell me. I like
Best
this
way
one.
to slide into DMs. Send them this rhythm night link.
Send them this rhythm night link right now.
They're gonna be. Why'd you send me that link? They
Come
told me
worship with me.
Come worship with me. They're gonna be like, why'd you send me this link? I was told this is how you slide into DMs.
Yeah.
They'll get the message.
Now that's good advice. I can
They
go
will
with.
get the
I go with
message.
that advice. Will's not as much. What are you guys laughing at the comments? The comments that funny?
The comments aren't. Everybody a comedian all of a sudden.
I understand.
I don't know, but you know what? Don't let these comments just stay to you. You got to share them with your friends. Rhythm Night's about to be amazing.
Rhythm Night starting. Yeez Nation in session, baby. Let's go.
Nation! What's up, y'all?
Hey, for those of you who are just tuning in, my name is AJ Hucko.
My name is Carlos, and you are here at Rhythm Night, y'all.
Hey guys, I'll tell you what, man.
Yo!
We
pumped, dog. We are so pumped right now that you are watching it with us. How are you feeling right now,
dude,
dog?
I love what's about to happen.
Let's go.
I'm gonna tell you, like, I'm in love with what's gonna happen tonight.
Wait a second.
Yo, hey,
You're saying love a lot. You're saying love a lot, and I don't know if you guys know, but Valentine's Day just passed.
That's right.
Is there a reason why you're saying love a lot?
I mean, well, first of all, you did just mention Valentine's Day. So, I mean,
yeah.
I got, between last week, like, show me you love me without telling me you love me.
Yeah.
Then going into Valentine's Day.
It was so good.
Let me ask you this. How did you celebrate Valentine's Day?
Valentine's was great, y'all. First of all, do we say Valentine's or Tines? I don't know. But Valentine's Day was phenomenal. You got the wifey, the flowers, the chocolates.
Okay.
But I went above and beyond, bro.
All right.
I got her, you seen that little plushie that's an octopus?
Okay.
Where it's like sad and then you put it inside out and then it's happy?
Okay.
I
So like
hooked
one
her
of
up
those
with
mood
that,
ones.
bro.
Like you know her mood.
Exactly.
Based off okay.
Exactly.
Hey, real quick, you know what I've wondered though? Do they celebrate Valentine's Day anywhere else?
Let us know
Put it
in the chat.
real quick. I mean, like
from Trinidad. Does Trinidad?
Yeah, Trinidad's
Shalom,
in here.
let us know.
Yeah, like let us know. Like, is it just an American
Yenny
holiday?
from
or, like,
Argentina.
Like,
Can you let us know?
Like, who else celebrates Valentine's Day? But you know, I did celebrate Valentine's Day. I celebrated
great.
Valentine's Day with my kids. I got 2 kids. I have a 6-year-old.
Come
I
on,
got a
beautiful.
4-month-old. So we did
Beautiful.
some painting. We actually like took her little feet, like made a heart out of them.
Take notes,
It
y'all.
was,
Take
it was
notes.
beautiful, man. But then the
Brilliant.
next day, I spent some quality time with my wife.
Quality time.
Right? Like
Love
the way
language.
I showed my wife that I love her without telling her was just to spend time with her.
That's great.
That's right. That's right.
Tell them you love them without telling them you love them. That's
Actually,
good stuff.
speaking of that, real quick, Will, do me a favor. Tell me you love me without telling me you love me.
Well, my name is Carlos, bro. You call me Will, bro. You call me Will, and now I'm upset, AJ. Now I'm upset, bro. Now I'm mad. I'm kidding. Listen. I'm gonna hook you up. I'm gonna hook you up.
Hook me up.
This is how I'll show you that I love you is tomorrow morning at your desk, you're gonna get coffee.
Oh.
That's how I love you, bro.
You know what?
That's how I love you.
Hey, put real quick in the chat, how do you tell somebody you love them without telling them you love them? All right.
Valentine's Day solo. That's okay. Yes, in Ireland.
So we know we celebrate.
Michelle, thank
there
you.
There you go. I love it. I love it. You spent Valentine's Day with your family. You painted too, Jen.
That's
I
great.
love it. Guys, I'm telling you guys, this is amazing.
Great. I love it. How do you tell someone you
That's
love
right.
them without telling them?
That's
I
right.
feel like we did something.
You know, we did.
I think we did a little something, y'all. Tell them about that, bro.
Yeah, so guys, we had an awesome opportunity to tell one of our students that we loved them by showing them that we love them. Without even saying a single word, we just wanted to show them our love.
Awesome.
So, hey guys, real quick, go ahead and show that video of how we love our students.
Check this out.
Tell me you love me without actually telling me you love me.
So last week at Rhythm Night, Tim preached about love and not just telling you that you love someone, but showing them. So one of our e-group leaders here in Valentine told us of a youth named Autumn who lost her grandma. And we want to stop by and show her that we love her, and she has no idea that we're coming. Part of why we know that she went through this is because she has an amazing e-group leader. So e-groups, man, that's where the love is. What's good? Hey, this is John and Gabby from Elevation Church, and we just know that it's been a crazy couple months losing your grandma, and we just came to show you some love. Yeah. Because we don't just want to say that we love you, we want to show you that we love you and we're here for you.
Thank you. No problem.
Got your back, girl. Just wanted to stop through.
Oh my gosh, I don't know what to say other than thank you so much.
Yeah.
Of course.
Well, your mom put us on, your e-group leader. You got a lot of people that love you in your life. And
Yep.
so we know what you're going through isn't what you planned for, what you wanted to be, but God's got your back and so do we.
Yep.
Love you, girl.
We're here for you.
Yeah, air hugs, Kayla hugs.
All right, so we just got finished surprising Autumn. You could tell that it meant a lot to her and her mom just to see that they were supported in a time like this.
Yes.
There's probably someone in your life who needs something exactly like this. So show them you love them without telling them that you love them. Give them a little surprise action. Just let them know that you're in their corner and you have their back no matter what.
Youth Nation.
Wow.
Look at the love,
I
y'all.
mean, that was amazing.
Youth Nation.
Yes.
Y'all did that.
100%.
Y'all did that, yo.
Wow. Hey, we've seen some awesome comments in the chat. I saw they were celebrating Valentine's Day in South Africa.
I saw that in Ireland said they did too.
Yes, Ireland
I saw
too.
that.
Hey, but we also had some people saying that they celebrated Valentine's Day by making some food for one another.
Food is
spending
the
time
way.
with each other. Y'all, that was
if
incredible.
you are single right now,
Yes.
I'm gonna tell you the key to breaking singleness. Take a note right now is food.
Okay.
You give them food, give
That's
them
right.
chocolate, fast food, anything. That's the key.
Okay.
That's the key.
You know
Am
what?
I wise like that? I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe don't take those. Maybe don't take those.
Yeah, it worked for me though. I'm not gonna lie. It worked for me. It worked for us. Apparently, it can probably work for you. Hey, but you know another way that you can tell somebody that you love them without saying that you love them?
Tell us, bro.
Share this experience. Share this experience.
Yes.
Because when you share this experience, you're telling somebody that you love them enough to share with them what God has done in you.
Yes,
And so
bro.
when you're willing to love somebody enough to do that,
that's so good.
Man, I'll tell you what. So make sure you guys are hitting
Share
that
this
share
thing.
button. Share
it.
this experience.
You know what? I just thought of even another way.
Okay, tell me.
Another
Talk to
way. You know who shows you they love you without telling you?
Who?
Your e-group leader.
That's right.
And maybe you don't have an e-group leader. We can fix that tonight.
Right now.
In the chat right now, we are looking. We're looking.
That's
Drop
right.
your name, your age, and your location where you're watching from. And we'll get you in an e-group, y'all. E-group leaders, they show the love, man.
I mean, I'm telling you, they show love through consistency.
Yup.
They show love through words. They show love through action.
It's
But
all-
I mean, it's all there. It's all there.
So why not?
Yeah. You know what?
Bryce just shared this with his mom.
That's right. Share it with your mom.
What a bright man.
There you
what
go.
a bright
there
man.
you go. Hey, you know what? Real quick, I'm loving all the hearts, and because it is the season of love, go ahead and put a heart.
Oh yeah.
In the chat,
let's
real
blow up
quick.
those hearts.
Doesn't matter what color it is. It could be red, orange, green, purple.
love
It don't
it.
matter to me. It don't matter to
Yes.
me. Just share the love.
Awesome, y'all.
Make sure you guys are hitting that share button. Make sure you guys
Yes.
are putting in your name,
Yes.
your age, your location, so you can join an e-group, experience love that way.
That's great. So,
but man,
Manuel from Nigeria.
yep. Oh, it's time? Okay.
Okay, David just came in here.
We just got the clock.
Y'all,
we
if
just
you're
got the
at
clock.
home, stand up on your feet. I don't care
That's
if
right.
you're in your bed right now. Stand up. We're gonna get ready for worship, y'all. You ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do
Let's go.
this.
Come on, wherever you're at, jump up on your feet. Come on, here we go. Hey. When I was searching, your love was never far. You made a way to get to me. You were the whisper leading me to your heart. Forever I belong to you, yeah. Now I can see clearly, my God, you are for me. You won't let go. Your love won't let me down. And I know it's true. And I know that your love is all around. Hey, I believe in you. Holding on to you, yeah. Holding on, and I know you will never fail. I will all of you, you never change. Your love won't let me down. We say, love won't let me down. Come on, let me see you dance. Love won't let me down. Right when I need you, you listen as I pray. You leave an 99 for me. You paint the skies with promises of your grace. So I would find my way to you. Now I can see clearly, my God, you are for me. You won't let go. Your love won't let me down. And I know it's true. And I know that your love is all around. I believe in you. Holding on to you, yeah. Holding on, and I know you will never fail. I will all of you, you never change. Your love won't let me down. Come on, say, love won't let me Hey, love won't let me down. Let me see it, Joe. Love won't let me Holding on, and I know you will never fail. I will know of you, you never change. Your love spend my life wondering what if. Hey, so Lord, if it's you, tell me to come. 'Cause you alone can tame the wildest wind. I know I can make it, 'cause it was your voice that I heard. So I'm stepping out on your word. Let's go. This is how you walk on water, one foot in front of the other. Never gonna let you go under, just put one foot in front of the other. Hey, okay. I got a faith, it's deeper than feelings. 'Cause I know a name that's greater than the storm. And I got a God who never ever fails me. He's close enough to catch me if I fall. I know I can make it, 'cause it was your voice that I heard. So I'm stepping out on your word. Let's go. This is how you walk on water, one foot in front of the other. Come on, show 'em. Hey, hey, yeah, there it is. Come on. This is how you walk on water, one foot in front of the other. Never gonna let you go under, just put one foot. This is how you walk on water. Never gonna let you go. Just put one foot in front of the other. Hey, I'm stepping out on your word. I'm stepping out on your word. Hey, I'm stepping out on your word. Hey, I'm stepping out on your word. Sing, I'm stepping out. 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 Stepping out on your word. Hey. Okay, we're gonna take a chill pill right here for a second. I know we just celebrated Valentine's Day, but is it too late to spread some love right now? No? Okay, I need all my single ladies in the chat to show me some praise hands, okay? We wanna do something special for you right now. Ladies, join me, ladies. Ladies, join me. Reza, come on, hey. Where my single ladies at? Where my, single dudes, you can do it too. Single dudes, hey. Yeah. We still love you, come on. Take me back, this is how you walk. This is how you walk on water. Never gonna let you go. Just put one foot. This is how dancing through the drop to the rhythm of your heartbeat. Come on. To the rhythm of your heartbeat. 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 Now I'm living in a brighter day. You picked up all the pieces of my shame. You see my wrongs, but still me the same. You want me, yeah, you want me. I can't get enough of you. You got my heart with everything you do. Now your love's making me new, and you're the one I'm running to. You sing forever, you're my reason, gave my life a meaning. Hey, got me singing through the night. I have found what love is. I won't stop from loving. I'm dancing through the drop to the rhythm of your heartbeat. To the rhythm of your heartbeat. 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 All right, hands up. Here we go. Forever you're my reason, gave my life a meaning. Got me singing through the night, and I have found what love is. I won't stop for nothing. Got me dancing through the drop to the rhythm of your heartbeat, heartbeat. To the rhythm of your heartbeat, heartbeat. To the rhythm of your heartbeat. To the rhythm of your heartbeat. 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 To the rhythm of your
I freaking love Rhythm Night, guys. Oh my gosh. Oh, you literally never know what he's gonna do. Ever. You never know what he's gonna do. No, honestly, I think there's a lot of reasons to love Rhythm Night, but man, I'm out of breath. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Woo! No, but seriously, there's so many cool things about Rhythm Night, but something that's so special is that we not only get to be crazy and get to be nuts and go crazy and see David do some random dance and be free in the spirit of the Lord, but we also get to calm our spirits and be still in his presence for just a moment. And this next song we're about to sing, we haven't sang it before, but it talks about all I want is to live within your love. And guys, that's the key. That's the key to everything. So that's what we're gonna do tonight. We're gonna live. Be still. Stop for just one moment while the world is continually passing us by so fast with social media, with anything. We're gonna stop for one moment and be still. So Father, we welcome you into this place tonight. We love on you. Father, you're so worthy of all the praise and all the glory. And we don't take that for granted. So Father, we wait on you tonight. We sit in your presence. We love you, Lord.
How I live for the moments where I'm still in your presence. All the noise dies down. Lord, speak to me now. You have all my attention. I will linger and listen. I can't miss a thing. 'Cause Lord, I know my heart wants more of you. My heart wants something new, so I surrender all. 'Cause all I want is to live within your love, be undone by who you are. My desire is to know you deeper. Lord, I will open up again, throw my fears into the wind. I am desperate for a touch of heaven. Oh, 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 oh. You're the fire in the morning, you're the cool in the evening, the breath in my soul, oh, the life in my bones. No, there's no hesitation. Your love and affection, it's the sweetest of the things. 'Cause Lord, I know my heart wants more of you. My heart wants something new, so I surrender all. 'Cause all I want is to live within your love, be undone by who you are. My desire is to know you deeper. Lord, I will open up again, throw my fears into the wind. I am desperate for the touch of heaven. Oh, 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 Jesus. Oh, so open up my heart to you. Open up my heart to you now. So do what only you can. Jesus, have your way in me now. Open up my heart to you. Open up my heart to you now. So do what only you can do. Jesus, have your way in me now. Open up my heart to you. touch will change everything. Oh, one touch will change everything.
All I want is to live within your love, be undone by who you are. My desire is to know you deeper, Lord. I will open up again and throw my fears into the wind. I'm desperate for a touch of heaven. Just one touch of heaven. Oh, I need a touch of heaven.
It's all you need. It's all you need.
Oh, a glimpse, a touch, a glimpse of heaven.
Just one touch.
I just want you and nothing else, and nothing else, and nothing else will do. 'Cause I just want you and nothing else, and nothing else, and nothing else will do. 'Cause I just want you and nothing else, nothing else, and nothing else will, and nothing else will do. 'Cause I just want you and nothing else, nothing can satisfy. Oh, nothing else will do, and nothing else will do. 'Cause I just want you and nothing else, and nothing else, no, nothing else will do. 'Cause I just want you and nothing else, and nothing else, Jesus, and nothing else will do. 'Cause I just want you and nothing else, and nothing else, and nothing else will do. 'Cause I just want you, nothing else, nothing else will do, nothing else will do. I just want you. 'Cause I just want you.
It's all we want. It's all we want.
'Cause I just want you. Nothing else, and nothing else, and nothing else will do. 'Cause we just want you and nothing else, and nothing else, nothing else will do. God, we're open for you in this place. We're ready for you to come and do what you want to do in our hearts and speak to us in our minds, God. No matter where we are, Lord, we're just asking for one touch of heaven. It could be in our lowest moments, and all we need is just a touch of heaven, a word from you, God, to feel your embrace. It could be in our highest of highs, God, and we are just still looking to you and praising you and worshiping you, because that's what we're made to do, God. So we thank you for this moment where we can tangibly feel the love of God in your presence, God. It's in your name we pray. Amen. Amen. Well, if you didn't get a chance last week to check out Youth Pastor Tim's sermon, we have a recap video for you. So check this out.
Tonight, we're going to talk about love. When I think about teenagers, they always be thinking about love. All y'all be thinking about is love or some form of it. And I'm not saying that that's bad. What kind of love are you talking about? Tell me you love me without actually telling me you love me. And I think if you want to be able to tell someone that you love them without actually telling them that you love them, you're gonna have to know what love really is. In order to talk about love, you first have to have the right blueprint for it. You gotta have the right blueprint. You gotta have the right foundation. I don't know if any of you have ever built a house. Can a house be built without a foundation? Because the reality is you're building your love life without some foundation of where love really comes from. Your belief about love is a blueprint. I don't need to go to TikTok. I don't need to go to a movie. Sometimes I don't need to go to my parents, but I need to go to the inventor, the creator. He loved you first, right? This is love. There's no other way to define love other than right here, 1 Corinthians 13. If I speak with human eloquence and angelic ecstasy, but don't love, I'm nothing but the creaking of a rusty gate. If I speak God's word with power, revealing all his mysteries and making everything plain as day, and if I have faith that says to a mountain, jump, and it jumps, but I don't love, I'm nothing. If I give everything I own to the poor and even go to the stake to be burned as a martyr, but I don't love, I've gotten nowhere. So no matter what I say or what I believe and what I do, I'm bankrupt without love. Love never gives up. Love cares more for others than for self. Love doesn't want what it doesn't have. This is the blueprint of love, of the right love. Everything else is your definition.
Hey, well, what an amazing message from last week. If you missed it, make sure you go and catch up. That was just a snippet. There is so much goodness in that message. And that really is setting the foundation for what we're talking about today. Pastor Tim spoke about if you show me how you love me without telling me that you love me. And that is something that we obviously need to see more of in our world, right? But we're going to be talking about so much. The great thing about this conversation today that we're talking with both Tim and Rebekah, almost like our parents of Elevation Youth.
It's like
right?
mom and dad.
Mom and
you know?
dad, yes.
Not really.
We're having the sex talk with mom and dad,
We're
I guess.
like uncle and aunt. We'll take that, okay?
It's going to be awkward and great at the same time.
Have the sex
You know,
with mom and dad.
we're here. Let's just do it. But what we really want to do is take the questions that you, Elevation Youth, have asked us and really dig into those questions and talk about that on a real level today. So if you have questions, post them in the chat. We're going to have a lot of fun. But let's start by knowing a little bit about you. How long have you both been married?
5 years.
5 years.
6 years.
5 years.
This year.
He was a little hesitant over there.
Yes.
6 years.
6 years
Getting
coming
close.
up. That's really, really awesome.
Yeah.
I'd love to know a little bit about who does what in the relationship. So maybe you want to guess in the chat,
I'll be
right?
quiet
Is
during
this
this
more
thing.
like Tim or is this more like Rebekah? So who is most likely to fall asleep during a movie?
Oh,
Definitely
easy.
me. Definitely me.
Every
yes.
time.
Yes.
She's like, let's watch this movie.
I can stay awake for a show.
10 minutes.
I can't stay awake for a movie.
A whole movie.
10 minutes
Yes.
out.
All right,
I
that
watch
was
movies
easy.
by myself.
You know, no movie dates at home.
We
That's
watch
like half the
shows.
reason you get married is so you
We
can
watch-
have someone to
Yeah,
watch a movie
exactly.
with.
Shows.
All right, who is most likely to buy useless stuff?
Definitely him.
Really?
Name 3 things
She could probably name 10.
that are useless that I've bought.
They're not, okay, maybe they're not
There it
useless.
is. There it is. So just wanted everyone to, okay.
But it's
Just
kind
wanted
of just like, did we need that?
Not necessary.
It's
Not
excessive.
necessary.
Yes,
it's excessive.
excessive.
Okay.
I have a problem. I apologize.
Who is most likely to drop their phone in the toilet?
What a question.
Do you both go to the bathroom with your phones?
Yes.
Yeah.
Why do we do that? We're
I don't
weird.
know.
We're
You
such
know,
weird
It's an
humans.
addiction.
Can't
That's
be
what it's
away
called.
from- yeah.
Yeah.
Probably me.
Probably. Are you a little more clumsy?
I don't know. Have you guys ever just like, you don't even make a big gesture, but your phone just flies out of your hand across the room? I feel like that happens to me often, so probably me.
Yeah. I'm not really clumsy.
No.
I'm lanky, but I'm not clumsy.
Oh.
Don't get it confused, fam, all right?
Who is most likely to win every argument?
He would say he is.
Yeah, because like I'm like, My whole goal is to win.
All I do is win.
Which is the first lesson of tonight.
Yes. You know, I heard
should not do that.
I heard a wise person say that you should fight to be won, not to win.
Exactly.
So that's
Take
kind
that
of what
down.
I'm
Come on.
Guys, I lobbed her up for that one, okay? Calm down.
One more. Who is most likely to be the fun parent?
Definitely Tim.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I'm the disciplinary.
Uh-huh. He gets away with a lot, right?
Do I get away with a lot?
Yeah, I feel like you're the one who's like, don't tell mom. And then you're like
Yes.
giving them candy
Yes.
and
It
all
is
that
interesting
stuff.
that you say that, because I heard someone tell me one time. They told me, they say, hey, you can't ever like tell your kids that. Like, don't tell your mom, because what you're ultimately instilling in them is lying
Yeah.
and secrets. And so the moment I had kids, I was like, I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
However,
Except a few
There's always a but. Yeah. Don't listen to what I
Thank
say.
you, David, wherever that voice
Listen
came
to what I do.
yeah, I do like to have a lot of fun.
Yes,
But
he does.
I discipline as well.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Strong.
Well, tell us a little bit about like who asked who out. Who made the first move in your relationship?
Well, you know, it was a long summer day.
Who did?
And I asked her out.
All right.
Who did?
I made the first move.
Okay.
It was
Yes.
via Twitter.
Yes.
Wow.
So like
Okay.
So it is
Cole
what it
and
is.
Leighton talking.
Wait,
I
how
don't
did
care what
you-
no one says. It
Okay.
worked.
I was gonna try to find the Twitter message.
Yeah.
God,
I couldn't
I'm glad
find
you
it.
didn't.
I know
find it.
because Cole and Leighton were talking about this is how you slide into somebody's DMs. And do you remember what you said?
Yes, I do, and we don't need to tell anyone. That's something. That's
No,
we
I
don't
think
have to
we
tell
do.
everyone.
We were both youth pastors, and
You're gonna do it, aren't you?
We met at youth camp. We got to talk for a short period of time, and then the minute that we stopped talking, it was like, Tim Somers followed you on Instagram. Tim Somers followed you on Facebook. Tim Somers followed you on
Yeah,
Twitter.
Leighton was like,
boom,
you do
boom,
this
boom.
like every other week. I was like, every other minute. Here we go.
Second, but in the DMs he was like, hey, like I know you're a youth pastor. Like if you ever want to like
Okay.
talk and just collab on like
Okay.
youth ministry stuff,
Tell us all the truth. Tell us everything.
let
Tell
me
us everything.
know. So
Dang, babe.
yeah, that's what he
I
said.
know I said we're gonna be real tonight, but you've
Well,
gone too far.
How was it like dating each other?
Well, we
Horrific.
Yeah, we long
What?
distance dated. We
Oh,
were
long
9
dis-
hours
that's
apart.
tough.
Distance. That's what we did.
That's tough.
So we spent about 2 days together a month. And so
Wow.
the rest of the time it was all talking on the
It was
phone,
9 hours
social
apart,
media.
so it wasn't like a
Yeah, let's
cute little day
clarify.
drive.
It was horrific. or it was
just
terrible.
the long distance
I know.
wise, like I hated that.
Yeah, that was rough.
And how did you know that this was the right relationship for you? When did it get to that point?
For me, it was while we were dating, I think I had experienced just people not being true to their word and their integrity. And Tim was one of the people that, you know, every relationship, you have arguments, you go through things. And except for this time, it was different because each time we would come out of it and agree that we're going to be better and we're going to change and make changes. And he actually would. And he would fight for that and fight for us to become more of one. And that was different.
Yeah, I think for me it was when I knew she wasn't playing any games.
No, don't play no games.
So we're
We
gonna
all know
talk.
Rebekah doesn't play games.
She don't play any
Mm-mm.
games, and she let me know that. And I was like, okay, this is the real deal. Then, like, I'm gonna have to make a decision right now in my heart to be able to continue this and go forward with it. And so I think once I experienced that, I was like, okay, this is what maturity is, and this is what a woman of God looks like, and this is what God has intended. So at that moment, I was like, all right, we got to make this happen. We got to put a ring on that.
That's awesome. Well, as we're talking about dating, we got some questions about dating. And the first one is, why should we date? Or what's the point of dating?
I mean, I think if you're asking and you're like 9 or 10, you shouldn't date right now.
Agreed.
But
Agreed.
I don't
What
know.
about if you're 11 or 12?
Do 9-year-olds date?
I hope not.
Yes.
No, really?
They
Do
date?
really?
Let's ask the young
Wow,
people.
let's ask them.
Roblox.
Well, I'll say this before we even get into all these fun questions, because I know teenagers sent them in and we got them around, and I think they're great questions. I think it's awesome. One of the things that I want everyone to just understand is, maybe this is your first time at Rhythm Night. Maybe you've been here a lot and you're joining in. You're part of this family. I do want to let you know this, that last week's message was a foundation to what we're talking about here. And so if you don't operate from that, you're already going to get very confused.
That's right. Yeah.
And so I advise, partake into this now, but also go back, do your due diligence, and just kind of get a little bit of the word there. But I will say this. The reason why we think this is so important to do, and if I'm honest with you, this is probably the most nervous we've ever been, just in the context of Elevation, knowing like this moment is happening, because we know how important it is. Yeah. And we know how urgent it is, and we know how skewed it's been presented to you, even by the church.
Yeah.
And so here's what I want to let you know, is that tonight, I don't want you to come into this Rhythm Night as a Pharisee, waiting for someone to say the wrong thing so that you can throw a stone.
That's good.
I want you to come in knowing that Jesus was very, very methodical, very smart. He told stories, and he made you think, right? He was very scriptural. I mean, when the woman that was caught in adultery, they threw her on the ground and they said, hey, she's done something bad. We should stone her. And in that moment, they should have. And Jesus was there with her, playing in the sand.
Right.
Right? Just playing in the sand. And then he looks and he goes, well, if you haven't sinned, then you can throw the first stone.
Yeah.
Right.
Right? Didn't give a yes or a no.
That's right.
Didn't give a like what we would call now direct, but he made them think.
Yeah, that's right.
Right? He made them think. And so that's the goal tonight, is for us to be very scripturally sound, talk from our own experience, not force any opinion, but not to have Pharisees throw a bunch of things like, oh, I'm just waiting, I'm just waiting, I'm just waiting. All right, well, answer this, answer this, answer this, answer this. But more of like, oh, wait, this is actually going to be helpful to me.
Yeah.
How can I continue this conversation with my e-group, with my friends?
That's right.
Wow, I never thought of it like that. Maybe I need to recheck myself.
Yeah.
I need to evaluate what I'm thinking.
That's good.
Because I've heard something else from a youth pastor. I've heard something else. And then I'll talk a little bit about things that I heard that I was like, wait, that's not biblical.
Yeah.
So I wanted to kind of state that before we got too much into it.
That's great.
That's really great.
So
That's great.
That really is great. And that's how our relationship with Christ is.
100%.
If you aren't experiencing it for yourself, if you aren't thinking for yourself, it's not true. It's not real.
Yes.
Yeah. It's your grandma's religion.
That's it.
Yes.
Right? It's your grandma's thoughts.
Yeah.
Like dating, the point of dating, like there's dating can be fun.
Yeah.
If you do it right.
Right.
Like it really can. It can be beneficial.
It should be intentional dating.
Intentional. It's about compatibility. I'm trying to learn, like, do I even know how to talk to a woman?
Right, right.
Some of us do not.
Say that again.
Look at your neighbor. right?
Right.
Some of us don't.
Right.
And even those kind of aspects can kind of help with that stuff. But I would say this, when it comes to dating, don't be thirsty when you're thinking about dating.
Yes. Right.
Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, I will.
Yes.
Have you ever gone to the grocery store when you were hungry?
Right.
The worst time.
Yes.
And what will happen is you will start compromising what you want to eat, and then you start lowering the standards of what you're going to put in your belly. When you come thirsty into dating, you start lowering your standards.
That's
going,
right.
well, yeah.
That's right.
I mean, she's an atheist, but she's a good person.
Come on.
Right. Right.
So don't go to the grocery store hungry. Okay?
Yes.
This is an interview, not preaching.
This is really good, because how do we then distinguish between what is and what isn't tolerable? Because we all bring baggage into a relationship, whether it's hurt, bad habits, patterns, frustrations, whatever it is.
Yeah.
How do we distinguish this is something that I can tolerate.
Right.
This is something I will not tolerate in a relationship.
Right. I mean, like you said, everybody brings something into the relationship, right?
Everybody.
Everybody's
got baggage.
Everybody, whether it's relationship baggage, family baggage, like anything. And so I think when we start dating someone that is acting out from something that's a wound instead of a scar, that can be very detrimental in a relationship. You have to have healed a little bit from some of the baggage that you've been through and be able to speak from a scar instead of a wound in the relationship, because if not, you will start to see the effects on each other, pulling each other down. And the Bible says, iron sharpens iron, right? We're supposed to become sharper. We're supposed to become better with one another. And if it's just bringing us down and we're not becoming any better, then that shows that you really are operating from, I think, a wound.
That's great.
That's really great. So what are some of those wounds, those red flags maybe, that we should be looking for when dating?
Oh man, people are blind to the red flags. Like colorblind.
Yeah.
We're colorblind.
That's good. That's so true. I think like there can be so many.
Right.
Okay, but some of the ones that I think of are like, all right, how do they treat their parents?
Yes.
Whoa.
Yes.
That will get you.
How does he treat his mom?
Yes.
Because eventually, I mean, you're gonna have some aspects where he treats you the same way.
Come on.
Okay.
Yes.
Then how are they around family and friends?
Right.
Versus when they're just with you.
Yes.
That's a big, big deal.
Mm-hmm.
How are they in a group of people versus when they are alone?
Right.
And then one of the big things that and this is newer. We didn't know any of this at 15.
No.
We didn't know any of this stuff. But one of the things that I would say is find something that they believe in and then ask them to tell you why they believe in it.
That's really good. What does that do, asking why?
It will be able to almost identify what brings them to life.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And or if they're strong enough, committed enough to actually know
why they believe it.
Why they believe what they believe.
Yeah.
As opposed to, yeah, I'm a Christian.
Yes.
For sure, I'm a Christian.
Right.
Well, let me find out if it's your mama's faith or if it's your faith.
Yes.
So
Yes.
tell me what Christianity means to you, son.
Yes.
That's good.
Right.
Right? And I think that's huge. And it doesn't necessarily have to be faith. It can be some other things. That's totally fine.
Right.
But like, let me know. Let me see if there's some substance behind the cuteness.
Right. Right. That's important. And what you were saying about,
Like you're so sexy.
Okay.
Like,
I think they need
she
moments.
is. She's so fine. But the even greater thing behind that is the substance in which she lives her life.
That's right.
And the moment I knew that, I was like, there we go. That's different.
Yeah.
That's different.
Yeah.
She built different. That looks
Come on.
completely different.
Come
Like,
on.
okay. This is rare,
Yeah.
right? Okay, how many times are we doing that when we're in relationships?
Yes. I think what you said too about dating and being around other people is so important, because how many times, maybe in the chat, you don't have to put it in the chat, but just think about it to yourself or on the stage, you've been talking to someone or dating someone and you are like all about them when it's just been your conversation. Yeah. And then the minute you get around maybe your friends or your church friends or your family and they start acting different and you're like, yeah, I'm not so sure. Why are they being this way? Why is it not the same as it is? Well, when they're with me and we start to compromise because maybe we're thirsty. Anyways, we can go on.
Yeah, that's great.
That's really great. A lot of culture can be toxic, we know, right? And we got a question, what if my relationship is on again and off again? Is that a bad sign? And I know Tim and I, we had spoken about this question, and I'd love for you to share the link between toxic culture and talking culture.
Yeah, I think talking culture is toxic culture. And here's why. It proves the lack of responsibility and commitment
Yes.
that we want to live in.
Yes.
Well, I don't date them. Like we're not dating.
We're talking.
And we're talking.
Yeah.
Like we're not just friends, we're a little more than friends. Okay, so what you just told me was I'm trying to get as much benefits from her or him as possible with the least amount of responsibility.
Come on.
Yes.
Come on.
Yes.
That's good.
And if you're trying to do that,
Yeah.
that's an issue.
Right.
It goes back to the blueprint of love. That is an issue. And again, like I don't want to skew any of this, or it's like, oh, we're talking like back in the day.
Back in the day.
Dang, I never wanted to ever say that. And now I feel really old. But like, you know, like when, like I get talking, but when you're talking for a year.
Right. And there's more than talking. You're like doing everything that a dating relationship
How far
would
can
do.
I go without actually having to commit to you?
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
Like, okay, if you're starting the relationship out like that, stop.
Yeah.
It's not gonna work.
Right.
It's not healthy. I'll say that.
Yeah.
It's just not. And I think that we're breeding the lack of commitment, and we wonder why people are like, well, I just don't know why they won't commit, or they commit for 3 months and then they go to the next one. Well, we've been breeding it in our culture for years.
Yes. You say something about being unhealthy. I think one of the best ways to get to healthiness is by setting boundaries, right?
Yeah.
We know we have different kinds of boundaries, emotional
Okay.
boundaries, physical boundaries. We're going to get into all of that. But how would you answer a question if someone said, what if I really like someone, right? They're not a Christian, but they're a good person. Could dating them really bring them closer to God?
Could it bring them closer to God? I've just never seen that. You know, it's called missionary dating. Like, I'm
Come
gonna, you know, I just want to win their soul for Jesus, right?
Do they call it anything different now? No?
Have y'all ever heard that? No. Okay.
Do they? I don't know. We ain't trying to not be relevant here. You'll help us out. Okay, missionary dating.
Okay. But I've never seen that really work out well, because at the end of the day, like you said, is it your mama's faith or is it your faith? Is it my faith? Are you just gaining from my faith, or are you building a relationship yourself with Christ?
That's great.
Because if you and I end tomorrow, will you be back here next Sunday? Will you be in your e-group still? Will you continue to go? Or is it just something that's being built off of my faith? Because you have to have your own faith.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't help but to think about it like this. You know, the Bible talks about being unequally yoked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so if we're in a relationship, I got to get unequally yoked first. Okay. And because I believe in something that maybe she doesn't believe in.
Yeah.
Okay, and it could be anything. All right, I'm not trying to make it like levels. I'm just trying to make it unequal.
Yeah.
Okay, it is going to be a lot harder for me to
Say
get
it.
her up
Come
here.
on, say it.
Yeah.
It just
Right.
is. Can I do it? Heck yeah. You see these guns? No doubt. No doubt. No doubt. No doubt, right? Flex on them. No doubt. I could do it, but it's going to take me a lot of time, a lot of energy,
Yeah.
and a lot of effort.
Yes.
So my question is it worth it?
Right.
Because it's going to be a lot easier
Come on.
for her to take me down
To this level. Yes.
To her level,
to that
bring
level.
you down.
Yeah.
Or to where, right? And that's where we have to understand,
That's good.
okay, are we starting equal,
Yeah. Right.
right? This is
Right.
huge.
Yes.
That's really, really good. A question we got, which relates to emotional boundaries too, is how do you deal with heartbreak?
How do you deal with heartbreak? I mean, I don't know. I'm like to the point, I'm like, man, if you have had a heartbreak, you got to cut it off. Like there's so many times that we'll keep the person's number and we'll keep trying to drag it on and we'll keep all the pictures and
Come
we'll
on.
go through the streams.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
the truth.
like, no. You delete it, delete all the pictures, delete the
good.
number, but delete the social media if you need to for a minute. Because the more you just feed back into that wound, you're not going to get over the heartbreak. You're
Yeah.
just continuing heartbreak.
Creating more.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and I think one of the big things, I like the cutting loose because I'm an extremist. I'm like, yeah, all right, let's just get it. Let's just be done.
That doesn't mean you're not a Christian. You don't love people still.
Yeah, if you
But you're
see
not
them
gonna
walking
put
on the street,
yourself
you're going
in
to
an
greet them,
Yeah,
but
you
you're
just
not
get-
engaging. Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
the answer is in the question. Get over it.
Yes. Yes.
Just all right. You got to move on. Okay. But then you also need to evaluate when you gave your heart up.
Yes. Yes.
When it was the moment that I trusted them to be able to give them my heart.
Right.
And now you go, do I need to set the standard higher?
Right.
That's good.
And could anyone be able to get to this point with me?
Right.
Or did I bring it down?
Mhm.
Right? We have to do that to be able to almost identify our strengths, our weaknesses, who we are, who we're called to be, what
Yeah.
we're going to do next. Right? If we want it to be better, like, all right, I'm getting over this one. Okay, the next relationship's going to get better, right?
Yeah.
Don't just get back into one.
Right. Maybe I shouldn't say I love you after a month.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
That could exactly, like that could be a thing for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I told you I was going to marry you on the first date.
He did.
That's confidence, man. That is confidence.
That's
It
bold.
ended-
What,
you
what
know what I'm
did that
saying?
make you feel? What did that
Hashtag
make
bold
you
in
feel?
the chat real quick.
I
No? Okay.
I didn't believe him. I told him, no, you're not. Because I had so many people not be honest with their words before and tell me similar things that I knew that I needed to guard myself so that I didn't have heartbreak. So I was like, you can say that all you want, but I'm going to let you show me.
Yeah.
Because in the Bible, Jesus talks to John and he says, John, do you love me? And John says, of course, Lord, I love you. And he goes, go feed my sheep. And he asked him again, he says, go feed my sheep. He asked him again, he says, go. That shows action.
Yeah.
He didn't just say, yes, Lord, of course I love you. He said, then go do something. It requires action. It says,
right.
for God so loved the world that he gave. There's an action.
That's good.
If someone's just saying the words and not showing the action, that's what I was waiting for.
That's right. That's good. All right, talking about action,
Yes.
we have to put our boundaries into action, right?
Yes.
What would you say too far is? How far is too far?
We love to ask this question, right?
It's the number
Teenagers
one question
love-
when we talk
this
about
is like
sex.
the number
How
one
far
question.
is too far?
Yes, because we want to measure and know where we need to feel guilt, right? We need to know, should I feel guilty for that? I shouldn't have to feel guilty for this, right? Like, let me just
Absolutely.
measure how far how close to the line I can get.
The right question is it wise for me too?
Right. Yes.
Is it wise for you to be making out with him in the back of the car at midnight
Right.
in the middle of a field?
Right.
A lot easier to answer, isn't it?
Right.
Is it wise for me
Yep.
to do these things? And this is where the boundaries come in. It's like I think someone was asking, like, all right, what boundaries should I set? All of them, as many as you possibly can.
As you can.
Oh my gosh, just double them, triple them, do whatever you got to do. Yeah. Just as many boundaries. And then, like, you know what? What if someone else set your boundaries for you?
Yeah.
What do I mean by that?
Yeah.
Go to your youth pastor, go to your youth director, go to your e-group leader, go to your mom, go to your dad and say, can you set boundaries for me? Then are you ready for this?
Yep.
The moment that you find the boundary that you're not okay with, you know where your weakness is.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Right.
Well, Dad, I don't think this is, come on. Really?
Yep.
Boom. That's where the enemy's going to get you.
Yep.
That's what's going to happen. That's it. But.
Yep.
We're like, am I okay? Am I okay? And we'll do this. Well, my youth pastor said that they need to set boundaries for me. Hey, bro, come here, bro.
Yeah.
We've been best buds for like 10 years. They set my boundaries for me.
Right. That's dealing with the same issue.
The same issue to try. And then, again, how far is too far? We're just trying to find. I just want another inch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another inch.
Right.
Just another inch. It's innate in us.
Right.
We are sinful.
Yeah.
It's innate.
Right.
My 5-year-old, all he
Pushing
wants
boundaries.
to do is push the boundaries.
Yeah.
Right? Even at 15, you're doing the same thing.
Right.
At 30, you're doing the
Yeah,
same
thing.
Yes.
And so there's some things that you can do, but I think that's where you got to invite people in.
Right.
I heard a theologian once describe it as us asking the question, am I squeezing as much sexual license I can out of a gracious God? And that shook me.
Wow.
Yes.
Because it's like, I know God's going to forgive me if I cross this
Wow.
boundary.
Right.
Yeah.
But am I taking advantage of his grace?
Yes. Right, right. Are
Yeah.
we treating it like a diaper instead of an umbrella that we're under?
I hope y'all taking notes. Someone to take notes.
I ain't got nothing. The
Well,
girls
then-
win on that one.
Well, then let's ask the question, what do you do if you do cross a boundary? Because that's real too.
Right.
Yeah.
Sometimes we fall short of that. We set a boundary, we really have a good intention to
Right.
keep that boundary.
Right.
What happens if we slip up?
You know, I think it is decision by decision and day by day. You can't plan for this is what I'm not going to do this year. You got to plan what am I not going to do today. And I'll be real honest, like I have this life now with Tim as my husband and my wonderful boys but 15 years ago when this church was being started, I was trying to navigate what it was going to be like to be a mom in high school and navigate being a single mom and what that was going to look like. And I think to look at my life now and think, oh, well, it all worked out. That's a timeline. Time lapse. My time lapse testimony that Pastor talked about.
Come on.
Because we actually were talking to Brody, and Brody was like, I said, how do I make it not? Tim was like, how do we make it not seem like, well, everything's great. It ended up fine. And he said, they didn't see all the years that Mom and I were together. They may see that now, but they didn't see all the years that you were a single mom, trying to work multiple jobs, going to school, dealing with the heartache and the choices. And I think a lot of times in church, we talk about, stay a virgin until you're married, which is the best decision. Mm-hmm. That is the best way,
choice.
the wisest choice. But then there's a number of people that are like, well, okay, so what if I've already crossed that step? And we don't address it enough to realize that it's decision by decision, day by day. I didn't get to this place in my life because I continued to make the same decisions I did at 17. I had to change.
That's good.
I had to change, and when I'd make another bad decision, I was like, nope, that is not the life I want to.
That's good.
So now to sit here and my husband say, I saw a woman of God, and that the integrity in me is what he saw. It was not because I continued to make the same decisions. You got to change your mind, change your environment, change the friends, change every situation that you can that is causing you to go back into those decisions to be able to make new ones.
And that's what Christianity is that you're constantly progressing towards Christ because of his perfection. It's not our perfection. We know that we are completely broken, right? But we are, if we can, decision by decision, day by day, continually to progress towards him, then we have found something that is unlike any other. Right. And that's the life that we want to live. That's why they call it a journey, right? Not a destination, not a checklist, but this is a walk. I'm walking with him.
Yes.
Rebekah, thanks for being so vulnerable. I think that really means a lot because I think people have experienced things that are I feel so ashamed to bring to the church or even talk about in church. So thank you so much for doing that. And I want to follow up on that question about shame and guilt. How do you move past shame and start your next relationship on the right foot if you have already messed up?
Yeah. I was telling Tim this the other day, and I've told my girls before, every relationship that you start a new one, you usually pick up where you left off in the boundaries that you crossed.
Wow.
if you are not intentional.
Yes.
So in one relationship, you cross this one boundary, and it was the first time you'd cross that boundary, and you're like, never going to do it again. And then you start a new relationship, and it's a little bit easier to get to that boundary faster.
Yes.
So you have to back yourself so far from the boundary and change the mindset of, well, how far can I go to how far can I get away?
Wow.
I have to change that boundary. We want to measure it in that way. We want to say like, oh, how close can I get? But you're going to cross it. If that is your mindset, we are not, I just don't know how strong we are mentally sometimes at a young age to be able to tiptoe a line and not cross it.
Yeah. So then,
how do we get past the shame?
Yeah.
We have somebody on our youth team that said something really wise. She said
she said the world will seduce you to the line and then shame you when you cross it. And you know, if you hear that, you know, like, okay, I've experienced
Absolutely.
that. Yeah. Shame isn't from the Lord, right?
Right.
And but the enemy can use that so quickly for us to even turn it on the church or scripture as such to go, well, they make me feel bad for how I am or what I do. When the reality is that you are like, man, I didn't want to make that decision. I think accountability is massive.
Yeah.
And I know we've kind of hinted a little bit towards that, but that is so huge. It is one of the most underrated principles used in today's society. Is like true accountability. And I brought this up a couple of times. Caleb McNaughton, he was my friend, but he was a little older than me, and he was wiser. He was smarter. He didn't make the decisions that I made. And I failed a lot, especially in this area in high school. And he would look at me and he would be like, dude, you're making the wrong decisions.
Yeah. Right.
And look what it's going to do.
Yeah.
Like, it may seem invisible right now that you can't see it. And it's just pleasure, or it's just fun, or it's just whatever. But what you're doing is you're creating a pattern. Okay, now he was 17, I was 16. So he was a good friend of mine, but he was rooted in something a lot deeper than I was.
Right.
And I knew that.
That's good.
And if I'm honest with you, I think after a year, I really asked him to be my accountability partner. Like, hey, I need you in my life. But the first year, I didn't want him in my life.
Right. But he held you to it too.
Oh my God. Yeah, 100%. Like, okay, crud. I said if this was going to happen again, then this is what I would need to do.
Yeah.
And he would make sure the entire time that I walked through it. And he was there the whole time.
Yeah.
Okay, you got to find people like that in your life. And don't say you can't find anyone like that in your life.
Yeah.
You can.
Absolutely.
We have people every week putting a link in the chat that are leaders.
Come on.
That are there. No matter where you are.
Exactly. That have done a little bit of life.
Yeah.
Right? The experiences are going to be different.
Yeah.
But if you don't have that, and it could be family, it could be like, for sure. But you have got to work if you value it enough.
Yeah.
You have to put a little bit of the work to go find that.
Yeah.
Because it's there.
I think what you're asking though about shame, it's hard for me to answer because I lived so long in shame. I didn't get to the place of like moving past it. I mean, I lived in shame for years because of decisions that I had made. And Pastor said something this last week that he was like, it took me 25 seconds to accept Jesus and 25 years to accept myself. And I think that's so powerful in thinking, how do we get past shame? If we aren't accepting the gift of grace, for us not to accept ourselves is not to truly accept God's gift of grace in our lives.
Yeah.
And so seeing that shame, knowing I'm going to make a decision that is going to help someone someday.
Yeah.
That's what I had to do for myself. I can't get past the decisions that I've made, but I'm going to move forward in a way that my life will glorify God and he can use this someday.
That's great. Well, let's talk about something that everyone wants to talk about, but no one actually talks about.
Okay.
A lot of the things that I believe stop us from moving into a new relationship on a good note is our past habits, patterns, behaviors.
Yep.
And one of the most damaging patterns or behaviors that I believe young people struggle with is porn.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
How do you get over or get through an addiction of porn?
Yeah.
It's a great question.
It is shocking how much people deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody thinks no one does.
That's the thing.
But almost the majority does.
Yeah, they said like 94%.
Yeah.
94% of people age 14 have seen porn in their life before.
In some way.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first time that I ever experienced porn was 13. And then it wasn't until I was 21 that I could actually say that I was like freed from that. So 8 years. Let me tell you the best way. One day at a time. Why? Because what you're trying to do is, all right, this year I'm not going to watch porn. Or this year I'm not going to or this month, or for this season. If you're talking an addiction, good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck. And the most people who, and you would agree with me, if we're talking 94%, that means one person in here ain't dealing with it. So you would agree, yeah, it's pretty hard, it's difficult, and that's normal. It's a pattern, it's a choice that you made, and it's a pattern that you are creating within your mind to go, this is how I should treat women, this is how I should think about men, this is what it's gonna be like, this is good. I'm just letting you know the longer that goes, the more time it's going to take for you to rewind and go back and then be able to understand how the right way to treat your wife
Yes.
or the right way to treat your husband or what sex really looks like right? So one day at a time, someone said you can do anything for a day. So just do it one day at a time. And for me, that's what happened. I was like, all right, one day.
Yeah.
And then one day happened. I was like, cool.
Right.
Woke up the next morning. Not today.
Right.
Not today, Satan.
Come on.
Yeah.
Okay. Then the next day happened. Not today. Then the next day happened. Not today. Then the next day happened. Not today. Now you got to understand that takes commitment.
Yes.
Absolutely.
There's so much that has to go on to strengthen your mind to decide.
You have to. That takes accountability.
Yes.
Today,
Yes.
not see how all of this is working together. It's
Yes.
not just one formula. It's a quadratic equation,
Yeah.
right? it's massive. Okay,
Yes. Yes.
One day at a time. One day at a time. One day at a time. Then you get 3 months in. You're like, 3 months?
Yep.
Oh my God! I feel like a new person.
Yeah.
I feel like his ways are higher than my ways, and my thoughts are higher than my old thoughts. Right? Wow! I'm feeling good. I could do another day.
Yeah. Right.
Then you go another day. And there'll be times you slip up. There'll be times when you backslide. There'll be times when all that stuff. And that's where the accountability comes across.
Yeah.
You've got to have layers.
Yes.
I know you said 6 layers earlier. You got to have those layers.
Yes. Every boundary possible.
Get
all the apps.
Why
get rid
not?
of the things. Get rid of the social
Why
media.
not?
Whatever.
When you
it
have
is.
a kid, what do you do to your house?
Yep.
Put all the baby-proof stuff on there. Why?
Yeah.
Because you're
Yep.
trying to keep them safe. So why would you not do that with your sex life?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why would you not do that with your relationship?
That's good.
Yep.
We're just gonna run around the house where there's knives and pointy edges. Yeah, that's right. The knives and pointy edges are the cars in the fields in the middle of the night, right?
Yeah.
That stuff. So, anyways, I say that to say one day at a time was something that really personally set me free. And I was able to walk through that. And again, something that Caleb, I had to open up. I mean, I'll tell you this, if you're dealing with porn, tell your mom.
Yep.
I know, I didn't get any, I got ouches on that one. Exactly,
Yes.
that's freaking weird.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm gonna tell you now, you're gonna, okay.
Yep.
This is a little awkward. Put yourself in a little more of an uncomfortable situation
Yes.
so you can find out who you truly are.
That's
Yes.
Instead of hiding
That's good.
and trying to like put up a fake facade. Right? You
Right.
got to do some things that will get you out of the routine that you have built
Yeah.
in your sinful ways.
Yeah.
That's good.
For sure.
Does my sexuality define me?
You know, I'll let you talk, but it's interesting. I put some questions. We want to answer all your questions on love, sex, and dating. And some of the comments, I had to just like, all right, I got the information, and then I archived it. Because some of the questions, I was kind of just like, oh man, this doesn't say much about our culture. Like this doesn't say much about teenagers because they weren't questions. It was like buzzwords.
Yeah.
It's like LGBTQ, porn. I was like, what's the question?
Right.
Right? What are you asking? And ultimately, I know like what they're like. Hey, what does the church think about this? And what is it? Right? Like I know the heart of it. But that's why I said what I said at the beginning about make sure you remove the walls before you listen to this, because it can be so easy to come into this as a Pharisee and be like, nope, you didn't do this the right way. So
Yeah.
I will say this, no, it does not define you. Unfortunately, the world says that it does.
Right.
And then because the world says that it does, it gets turned back on to the church as if the church says
That it does.
That it does.
Wow.
Right?
Right.
And sometimes churches kind of do it a little bit the wrong way. And you're like, well, that's technically, that's not biblical. That's scary. And that's sad, which is why I felt like we needed to do this.
Yeah.
If anything, if this just renews the reputation of, okay, we act like, like, oh, wow, the church believes in the Bible? Yes. 100%. And if you study it, if you squeeze the Bible, right, I promise you, you will get these answers. You will be like, oh, wow, I never knew that. I never heard it like that. Oh, that makes sense.
Yes.
Right.
Oh, I probably get what that other person was saying, but they took it a little out of context.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not. You want to know why? Because it says in Romans that all of us have fallen short of the glory of God, which means that every single person in this room and under my voice and everyone that is born is broken and is a sinner.
Yeah.
Right.
So guess what? You can call yourself a Christian. You're still broken.
Yeah.
You call yourself an atheist. You're still broken. So you know what we are? We are broken human beings. Right? And then when I acknowledge Jesus Christ and I believe that he is rose from the grave, I am then saying I am a broken human being who is now a child of God, who is saved by his grace.
And that's your identity.
And only him. And that is who I am.
Yes.
That's what defines
That is what defines you.
Yes.
Right? It has to be.
Yeah.
Everything else is fluid.
Yeah.
That is a solid rock.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm talking about the blueprint of love last week, because I'm like, this is the rock that we build our love upon.
Yes.
That's
Right? When we say love is love, no, love is that. First Corinthians
13.
That's it. That is love.
That is love.
Yes.
So if it's not that, then I don't know what that is. If it's not that 1 Corinthians 13, then you are giving me some kind of fake love.
Come on.
And I'm tired of the fake love.
That's
I
right.
want to be consumed with the perfect
right.
love,
Yes.
which comes from 1 Corinthians 13. So if you mean love is love that way, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Then love is love. Sweet.
Right.
When it comes to 1 Corinthians 13 being my firm foundation.
That's good. That's
and
good.
blueprint of love.
Yeah.
The Bible is filled with people who God used that had messed up relationships. And like you were saying, we all have fallen short. There's some point in our lives where we're going to screw up. Why should my relationship matter in my calling?
It matters. It does matter so much. I think your relationship, we've been talking about 1 Timothy, right?
Yeah. First Timothy 4.
The scripture.
Come on.
Your-
Teach with your life.
Teach with your life. And so your relationships are wrapped up in that's your life and that's your calling. How many of us have heard, or when we were maybe younger, or maybe even now, we talk about don't take the Lord your God's name in vain, right? And we have minimized it to verbally saying certain things, verbally not saying something that is taking his name in vain. But when we zoom out, not taking his name in vain can mean so much more than just how we verbally talk, but how are we living our life? God's name is across us like a sash that we wear as a Christian. And for us to take his name in vain as a Christian could be how we live our life, how we deal with relationships, how I treat a man, how a man treats a woman. Are we taking his name in vain with how we live our life and how people see us?
Wow.
Because it says by demeanor, by faith, by integrity, by love,
Yes.
by your relationship.
Yes.
Yeah, he used messed up people.
Yes.
He did. But it didn't matter who
Yes.
he would have used.
Yes.
Because they would have all been messed up.
Right.
So
right.
For me, I'm like, our life, our relationship, how we talk, how we think, who we are, why we say certain things. You are constantly honoring God or dishonoring God with that.
Yeah.
You're teaching with your life. That's what we're saying. If you want to embrace the kingdom, guess what? You have to reject something else.
That's right.
And the empire will tell you,
That's right.
no, this is what you are.
Yep.
Because you like this kind of person, right? This is what you need to be doing.
Yep.
It doesn't matter. Like, pleasure's greater than anything else.
Yep.
Right? That's empire talk.
Yeah.
Why? It's so, it's maybe not easy, but it's simple. Because 1 Corinthians 13 says that you won't always it won't always be you first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of things that I just talked about right there was
Yes.
the fabrication of me trying to put myself first
Yes.
in my pleasures.
Yes.
1 Corinthians 13 says it completely different. We've got to understand everything that we do.
Yeah.
How we speak to people. How we're chatting back and forth. How we think about people who are different than us.
Yes.
And what we say.
Yes.
And how we oppose other concepts. You know, I'm tired of it's like, well, I'm against that.
Right.
I'm like, well, first off, calm down.
Yeah.
Right? Like, show me the way Jesus did it.
Yeah.
Jesus was playing in the sand, homie.
Right.
They were about to stone her. And he said, look, let me ask you a question. And then he looked at that woman and he said, now, go and sin no more.
Right.
That's grace.
Yeah.
He led with his life. He led with love. He led with demeanor.
Yeah.
He led with faith.
Yeah.
He led with integrity.
Yeah.
The integrity is huge.
Yes.
Because if it was any of us, we would be like, well, technically, the law says this, and I came to, defeat the law.
Well, we would say, go and sin no more, and then I won't make them throw the stone. He said, which one of you can throw the stone? And gave up their right to stone her. And then he said, now go and sin no more.
Man, I've got so many things running in my head right now. And what you're saying about the decisions that we make, when he said go and sin no more, it was still her decision.
Yes.
To go and sin no more.
Right.
And so the decisions we make today impact how we turn out, who we become, how we treat people.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
And so we want to continue this kind of conversation in your e-groups. We're actually going to have a real talk after this with some of our youth, so stay tuned. But I think right now in this moment, there's so much that we can think through in our own personal life. So we're going to go into a moment of worship, and I want to encourage you just to really sit and maybe analyze where you're at, whether it's in relationships in the past, maybe some stuff has affected you, maybe you're currently in a relationship, maybe you're single and you're like, I need to figure out what I want in my relationship. Maybe right now where you're at, just close your eyes, process what we have heard, process the things that have spoken to your heart right now, and let's give this moment up to God. Let's give this moment to Him to say, God, ultimately the decision I'm making is to put the relationship with you first. That's the most important relationship.
God, I just pray right now that in this moment, as we begin to get ready to worship and lift up your name, that we would understand the true testimony of your words, your scripture. We know that it was written with 100% truth and 100% grace, and so we pray that tonight teenagers are receiving both truth and grace, that they would understand that nothing is too far off, nothing is too far gone, but that you are right there beside them. And maybe even right now, that they would begin to experience your presence. They begin to experience your spirit in a peace, in a supernatural comfort, maybe in an understanding, a fresh revelation of who you are and what you think about love and relationships and dating. And so right now, we lift our hands all over the world, in our cars, in the campuses, in our e-groups, and we sing to glorify you with the right demeanor, with the right faith, with the right love, with the right heart, and with the right integrity. We worship you. We worship you with all that we are. Consume us. Consume us with your spirit. Consume us with your grace. Consume us with your mercy. Consume us with your purity. Consume us with your holiness. Consume us. We ask for you. We need nothing else. We want nothing else. All we need is you. All we want is you. And we worship you. We lift you up. You're a gracious God. You're a holy God. We love you, Jesus. Come on, let's lift it up. Let's lift it up. Press in. Press in.
Thank you, Jesus. Yes. God, we thank you that you're right here with us right now. We thank you. You are right here. Wherever they are watching, you are right there, God. We thank you for that. Man, while I'm listening to this tonight, I can't help but think, maybe some of you are at home like, I've made way too many mistakes. I've messed up way too many times. They're talking about all these things and I feel like I've done all that, or maybe you've done the exact opposite. Whatever the situation may be, can I tell you, you are not too far from God right now. Doesn't matter how bad you think the bad that you've done is, God is right there with you. So we're talking about relationships. I got a question tonight. How is your relationship with Jesus? Maybe you're saying, it's nothing, I don't have one. Or maybe you're saying you haven't had one like you did in the past. Whatever the situation may be, this is the exact moment where you can fix that. We're gonna pray together. And it's not just magic words. No, it's gonna mean something tonight. It really is. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna say your prayer, and you at home, wherever you are, if you wanna start a brand new relationship with Jesus tonight, if you wanna start fresh, this is your opportunity. So I'm gonna pray and you're gonna repeat after me and you're gonna mean it with all your heart. So at home, in the car, wherever you are with your e-group, say this with me. Say, Jesus. Come on, say it again. Say, Jesus, come into my life. Thank you for loving me as I am. Thank you for forgiving me. Thank you for dying on the cross and raising again. Thank you for all that you have done. So tonight, I give you my everything. Thank you, Jesus. I love you. In Jesus' name, amen.
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 Amen. Come on,
Hey,
we are celebrating
That's
tonight,
right. That's
y'all.
right. Hey, and if you did just make that decision
Yes.
for Christ, you're gonna see a link in the chat. Click that link. Let us know that you made that decision, because we want to celebrate with you.
Yes, we do. We really do.
But on top of that, you also might be wondering, well, what do I do now? I made this decision for Christ.
Good. Yep.
I clicked the link. What do I do now?
Come on.
Join an e-group.
Yes.
Join an
That's
e-group.
the
They're
next
going to
step.
help you develop in your faith. They're going to help
Absolutely.
you develop that relationship.
Yes.
And so make sure that you're joining that e-group so that you can find that person who's going to encourage you, to help you find
That's
those
great.
boundaries, to help you find those things that you need to continue to progress in your
Yes.
faith.
So tonight was a spectacular night.
Absolutely.
Come on, let's shout out our youth pastors, Tim in
Yes.
the chat. Shout out his
Amen.
wife, Rebekah. Y'all,
Amen.
what an amazing
Fantastic.
night. And it's not over yet, y'all.
That's right.
If you're just joining us, cool. The night's still going.
That's right.
We've got a lot more going on.
That's
So
right.
again, in the chat, be there all night because we've got a real talk happening in just a little bit. We're gonna break down what we just learned even more. So make
That's
sure
right.
you're commenting, make sure you're talking, make sure you're in that chat. But before we head over to Real Talk, maybe they're just joining us right now.
Hey, maybe you are. And you know what? You can still share
for
this
sure.
experience. Like,
That's
share.
crazy.
Because,
Yeah.
I mean, being able to go into Real Talk and break down what we just learned, man, I'm telling you what, like, to have somebody to help me
absolutely.
digest what it is that I just got to consume.
It's
I mean,
big.
that's
It's
huge.
big.
That's
So
huge.
we're so happy. We can't wait to get into Real Talk.
Yeah.
Before that, we want to show you a little bit of what just happened right here in case you missed it. But before we show that, we got to end it the right
That's
way,
right.
y'all. You know how to do it.
That's right.
Prayers up.
Rhythm high.
Big love.
Let's go.
Because it says in Romans that all of us have fallen short of the glory of God, which means that every single person in this room and under my voice and everyone that is born is broken and is a sinner.
Yeah. Right.
So guess what? You can call yourself a Christian. You're still broken.
Yeah.
You call yourself an atheist. You're still broken. So you know what we are? We are broken human beings.
Right.
Right? And then when I acknowledge Jesus Christ and I believe that he is rose from the grave, I am then saying I am a broken human being who is now a child of God, who is saved by his grace.
And that's your identity.
And only him. And that is who I am.
Yes.
That's what defines
That
Yes.
is what defines
Yes.
you.
Yes.
Right? It has to be.
Yeah.
Everything else is fluid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a solid rock.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm talking about the blueprint of love last week, because I'm like, this is the rock that we build our love upon.
Yes.
Right? When we say love is love, no, love is that. First Corinthians 13.
Corinthians 13.
That's it. That
Yes.
is love.
That is love.
Yes.
So if it doesn't If it's not that, then I don't know what that is. If it's not that 1 Corinthians 13, then you are giving me some kind of fake love.
Come on.
And I'm tired of the
Yes.
fake love.
That's
I
right.
want to be consumed with the perfect
right.
love,
Yes.
which comes from 1 Corinthians 13. So if
Right.
you mean love is love that way,
Yes.
okay, cool.
Yeah.
Then love is love. Sweet.
Right.
When it comes to 1 Corinthians 13 being my firm foundation.
That's good. That's good. Hey, man, we have so much to talk about. So much to talk about. That was really amazing. There was a lot to process, right?
Yeah, it was great. Like, there's just, I'm ready to get into it. Like, I'm just like, there was just so freaking much richness, so much truth,
Yeah.
so much honesty, so much that I think a lot of people have been too afraid to say and talk about. And so, like, I hope people are hanging back and, you know, just like, don't
Yes.
leave. Whatever you
Don't
do right
leave.
now, like, please do not leave. Stay in the chat. It's about to get real because we're talking to some youth today.
That's right. Well, we have the amazing David, and I call him amazing because I'm biased, of course, but David, myself, but we have some awesome teenagers here too that are part of our youth ministry. We've got Carol Ivana, we've got Cindy, and we've got Elijah, and you're all connected in e-groups, which is really cool. This is going to be kind of like an e-group conversation, so stay in the chat. We want to see what you have to ask, what questions, maybe some comments. But I would love to know, you know, we've been talking about the blueprint and the foundation of what we know love to be. And that kind of challenges us to think about what are deal breakers in our lives. Like when it comes to relationships, what are some deal breakers? But I want to throw a few out there for you. Have you ever played They're Perfect in Every Way?
Yeah.
Have you ever played that? Okay, we're going to play around with that. They're perfect in every way, but whenever they meet someone, they do the Macarena.
I would love
It's a.
that.
I would love
You would love that?
Wait,
I would do it with
question,
them.
clarifying
It's so
question.
cool.
Do they sing it?
They do the entire Macarena. They sing it and do all the dance moves.
The energy.
Yes.
The energy.
Every single
time
time.
they meet someone.
Yes.
Fine.
So it's not a deal breaker for you.
No.
Okay.
It's a plus.
Wow.
That would do.
That would get so annoying.
Yeah. I don't think it's a deal breaker though.
Yeah,
They're
I agree
perfect
with
in
you.
every way. I'm
Yeah.
Okay, they're perfect in every way, and let us know in the chat, but they smell like Cheetos.
Whoa.
They're perfect in every other way.
Are you guys for real right now? They're
like, okay.
Cindy, they're perfect in every way. Like I'm talking, they can buy you all the shoes you want. I'm talking, like they can take you around the world. They will love you and respect you, but they just smell like Cheetos.
I can't.
You could buy them perfect.
Like even if they shower.
Even if they shower, they can't get rid of it.
Yeah, the room afterwards just smells like Cheetos.
I can't do it.
I don't know.
Damn, your standards are high. I don't know if you're gonna get married.
Like the
Pat.
Macarena thing, that's like you don't have to deal with that
Like every
constantly.
time, yeah.
That's
Okay.
like
Because you're not
a couple of
constantly-
minutes.
Yeah, but smell is
Bro,
long.
that's like forever.
That's forever. I feel like your
But
nose
they're
would burn.
perfect. But they're perfect in every
can't
other
do
way.
it.
Cheetos could like potentially smell like feet. I feel like cheese smells like feet.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, that is
I don't
kinda
know.
true.
It
It
could
has
like
that
start.
like, weird smell after
I
a
feel
little
like
bit.
it could.
What do your feet smell like? Because I've never smelled my feet and thought, Cheetos.
Hey, listen. I have, so I'm
Hey,
kidding.
why are you putting all stuff on blast, man?
Karen says no Cheetos, no Macarena. So both of those are deal breakers,
Fine.
right?
I feel like macaroni is really fun.
Yeah.
All right, how about they're perfect in every way, but their mom chaperones you on every date?
Nah.
For the rest of your life.
That's a
For
little
the
weird.
rest of your
I
life.
feel like it's a little weird.
For the rest of your life.
Yeah, for the rest of your life.
I like your mom. I'm okay with that.
Oh, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Someone says that's a no from me. Sierra says that's a no from me. They're perfect in every way, but they have a third nostril.
Yeah, no, thank you.
I can't.
Well, think about it. Now these days we're wearing masks, so it's not. I mean, you don't really see it.
No.
But you're,
But like,
Like, okay,
as a
no.
person, I don't know about that one.
what's the situation? Like, are
They
we,
have a
like,
third
long-
nostril.
No, I'm talking about like, are we in a long-term relationship with this person?
Yeah, like.
Or is it just, like,
We're like 3 months.
is it like we go on a couple of dates, or like are we getting like married?
Is it a deal? Is it a deal breaker for you?
Like I'm potentially getting married. To this person?
Yes.
Okay, what do you think this person?
No way.
I don't know. I feel
Wait,
like looks
I-
attracts you
yeah.
first, so.
Also, is a third nostril like
On your nose.
Is it like right next to it? That it's almost like you can't really tell, or is it like no, you can tell it? Is it like having like my nose and seeing a third nostril as well? Because you could definitely tell. I mean, I have a big nose.
Everyone's saying no to the third nostril.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
That's not the way.
okay. So then, what are some deal breakers for you? Like, let's dig a little deeper. Like
Like legit?
legit deal
Okay.
breakers.
I mean, I feel like if someone doesn't have the same values as me, you just can't do it.
Definitely.
So what do you look for in a girl?
Recently, I've been trying to more look for like the value side of things, like what are they really about?
Okay.
But, like in the past, I've mainly just gone off of looks, but it's like I'm trying to move into like more of like a personality based.
All right.
Selection process.
All right.
Thanks for being honest, because like I was gonna say, there's no way
Yeah.
that the very first thing you notice about
Well, like,
a girl
the
is
very
her
first
values. Like let's be
Okay.
let's be honest. Like are you like, for example, do you? Because I'll tell you why in a second. But do you have to check on like, well, what's their social media look like?
No.
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 I don't even have Instagram on my phone.
See, that's crazy. I remember we were at a youth event one night, and I was sitting behind these like two rows of guys, and there was a girl who wanted to give a guy her number. And
Like
she was
in the
tapping her
service,
face,
she's like,
in
hey,
the
let's
service, yeah.
let's hook up.
Like I'm talking like pastor is preaching, and this one dude trying to slide into real life DMs right there, and so she's talking to his friend saying, hey, can you get your friend to, give me their
I hate
their
when
number?
people do that. I hate when people ask their friend,
Bro,
instead of asking you.
Here's what he did though. He was like, pull up her Instagram. I'm
Okay,
like,
nah, I definitely do
she's
that.
sitting right behind you. Dude, he didn't even turn around to look at her. He told his homie, pull up her Instagram account. I want to see what she looks like.
Yeah, I
Are
definitely.
you for real? How does that make sense?
But you gotta see.
I feel like
You gotta see what she
Instagram doesn't
really
even
looks
show you how people really look.
But what she really,
You gotta know what you're getting into.
Yeah.
but what she really looks like is
It's right behind you.
Yeah.
Just look.
But you gotta see the full picture.
I love this so freaking much. Oh my god.
Nah, but like, okay, one thing that I hate is when people will slide in your DMs but then have no posts.
Okay.
Like, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, because
Or like when
you
they're
don't know who you're talking to.
when they're
Right.
private and they, what are you doing? Like, you can be private, just don't slide into my DMs.
Right. All right. Have you ever slid into someone's DMs?
Yeah. I mean, okay.
Aren't you private though?
Yeah.
Aren't you private though?
No.
You're not private?
No, you're
All right. Not anymore. Okay.
What's it like? What do you mean?
What's my definition of sliding into DMs?
Just like a random person?
Yeah, what is like with the intention of being like,
Like just
hey,
DMing a girl in general?
yeah, like trying to, because you think they're cute, or you wanna.
I mean, yeah. Like if it's like a girl at school that I
Yeah.
think is like cute, but I
Yeah.
don't want to like actually go up to him. I might would DM him. Not now, but like back
Okay.
in the day, I used to be doing that. Yeah, nah. Nah.
Like last week or like.
I swear I don't even have Instagram on my phone. But no, I never just slid into like a random girl's
Okay.
DM. I feel like that's whack.
Okay.
You gotta know.
Yeah. Have you guys had like random guys slide into your DMs before?
Yeah, it's real fun sometimes.
What do they say? Because
They're just like, I love the heart eye emoji. The heart eye emoji is my favorite thing in the world. It's so
really.
funny.
So
It's
as
like,
a guy,
hey.
all you need to do is to just drop a couple of heart eye emojis.
No,
and
I'm
like,
saying like that's just kind of like weird. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know about you
So
guys.
back in the day, we used to use pickup lines.
Back in the day, they're
Like,
making it sound so old.
well, we kind of are. Listen, we used to use pickup lines. I grew up in a Christian bubble, pretty much, and so all I heard were Christian pickup lines. So maybe if you got some good pickup lines, put them in the chat. What are some of the best or worst pickup lines you've ever heard?
I know some good ones.
I've heard
I
some
use
bad.
them present day.
You use pickup lines
Present
today?
day on Snapchat. That's how you
Really?
break the ice.
Okay, give us one of them. Give us one of them.
All right. Are you a bank loan? Because you have my interest.
Oh my
You gotta be really serious about it.
You think that's fire?
I would use that.
You would use that?
Yeah. No, I feel like I like low key. I'm gonna give you all the sauce that I used to.
Okay, there we go.
All right,
Secret
sis.
sauce. Here's
Like,
secret sauce to relationships.
Pre-quarantine,
Okay.
you just walk up, hit
Okay.
them with the corny pickup line, and
Okay.
then ask for their snap. Rather than just being on some like, cause bro, if I just have like a random girl walk up to me ask me for my snap, you gotta be like up here. But if you
right?
come in with like a pickup line,
Yeah.
you can be a little bit, you know what I'm saying? You might not have to be as initially attractive.
Okay.
And you add something else to like the, you know what I'm saying?
Elijah, has that worked for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, oh yeah,
All
for
right.
sure. I wouldn't say it was the sauce.
It wasn't the sauce. Okay.
Okay.
Some of the cheesiest like Christian pickup lines I've heard is, how many times do I have to walk around you before you fall? For me. If you know the story of Jericho.
Jericho. Have you heard the one where it's like, I was reading my Bible the other day, and I was in the book of Numbers and noticed
I didn't have yours.
I have yours.
I get that one a lot.
You get like, you don't use
Yeah.
it, but people use it on you?
Oh yeah.
Elijah.
Guys, someone. Okay, this is the best one. AV Geek 07. Are you Gorilla Glue? Because I can't seem to get you off my mind.
Oh my gosh.
That's good.
Dang.
That's good.
Y'all got the current pickup lines.
I know, dude.
Up to date.
Yeah, when was the last time? What did I use a pickup line on you, babe?
I don't think so.
You know why? Because I didn't have to, you know what I'm saying?
You just that smooth?
I was just that smooth.
Yeah.
Like she saw me and she was like,
She
that's
just
my husband
knew.
right there.
Facts.
And the rest was history.
Okay, well, let's talk a little bit about what you actually look for. So, Elijah, you were talking about like personality, what you're
That's
really
what I
looking
thought.
for. Okay, what type of personality? Like, what values are you really looking for?
Like just someone that like has the same. I mean, I'm not trying to go too into detail, but just people that are on like the same page as me, basically.
Uh-huh.
Like just about. I mean, there's different like stuff, but like
Yeah.
the key stuff,
Yeah.
you gotta be on like the same. Cause I feel like life is like a track. So like there was a point where I was like, oh my bad. There was a point where I was like at a different place on the track, and I probably wasn't where I am now, and I didn't even care about matching up the values as much. But I feel like if you go out and try to like date someone, that even if you feel like you have strong values and you wanna like, you're like, oh, they're a good person, I know they have a good heart, I feel like you'll probably end up just going back to them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It can really set you back, so.
Yeah.
You just gotta
Very
find
true.
people that are like,
That's good.
gonna keep pushing you to be a better person.
I feel like that's like what they said in the sermon just now about compromises. Like you can't be compromising what you need in a relationship, but what you need as a person.
Yeah.
Just because like, oh, they're kind of cute, or like, you know, they're funny, but they lack maturity, they lack a relationship with the Lord, they lack communication skills, they lack honesty. Like we can't be compromising those things just because, oh, they're cute, or like they bought me dinner, or they opened the door for me.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's cute and all, but we can't be compromising that stuff when it actually comes to like who we are and letting someone into our life like that.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Cause I feel like there's a difference between just like, oh, like they're cute, let me like hang out with them, see what's popping, versus like, if you really wanna get into a serious relationship, that's when you have to start looking for the like, actual character.
And that's like where the intentional dating comes in,
Yeah.
because you can meet people, be open to meeting people and finding out about them, but don't get into any type of commitment with somebody that you know is not going to add value to your life. Because then they're just going to be dragging you back while you're trying to pull them.
Yeah.
But then that like really begs the question, like, how long does it take you to actually see those things that you're talking about? Because I mean, we're all saying like honesty, character, core values, but you don't get that initially from a person that you meet today. And so I feel like sometimes culture, you know, pushes us to get into relationships really quickly and to like figure things out as you're, you know, in a relationship with them. But what has maybe been like some of, you know, like the things that you've figured out as you've been, you know, I'm just assuming that you guys all sound like you've dated, you know, someone. You know, like, what were some of the steps that you eventually, like, looking back, you're like, man, like, I realize now that I went about it the wrong way. Does that question make sense?
Yeah.
I mean, me personally, learning from experience, I feel like there's really no good way to date in high school. I'm not even gonna lie.
Wow.
Like, it's really just not worth it. Like,
Why do you say that?
Like, just cause like, every single person, including me, like, I've had some times where like it's just a cycle, I feel like. Like, you just like, you get to know a girl, and then you like, kind of give yourself up to them, but because you're just in high school, and neither of y'all are really mature enough to like, actually hold the relationship, it's not gonna last.
Yeah.
So you just end up, I mean, a lot of my friends, I see them just like, boom, start talking to a girl, then they break their heart, and then they just keep going back and doing the same thing.
Right.
Wow.
I'm just like, it's gonna end up the same way every time. If you do it in high school, it's just not gonna last forever.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know.
So when do you think you are ready to date someone seriously?
Not yet.
That's the truth.
Well, for me personally, I feel like you really have to know who you are.
Yeah.
So I feel like knowing your worth as a person is really important. So like, you can't be jumping into a relationship or wanting to date somebody, or like just messing around wanting to break their hearts. If you, well, or one, are serious about it, and two, like if you can't look into the mirror or think about yourself as, I'm a good person, I love who I am, and also I know who I am in Christ. Like you can't be walking into somebody's life like that, like I said earlier. And so, I mean, like, I feel like I guess you know you're ready to date when you know who you are.
Wow.
And you know that, like, I feel like I'm okay with myself, that I can be with somebody else and we can work through life together and see where it goes. I mean, maybe it might not work out, maybe it will, you never know. But I mean, it's always worth a try.
That's so good. Sorry, I didn't want to cut you off.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, it's like, don't go into a relationship looking for somebody to complete you, because then you're always gonna be lacking in something, because they're never gonna be able to fulfill that void that you're looking for to be filled.
Yeah.
So that's why you have to truly look for God first of all, because He's the only one who's gonna be able to fulfill that emptiness and to complete you, and then you'll be complete with that relationship first, and then after you kind of have that together and you're working on growing with that, then you can look for somebody else, or I don't even know, don't even look for anybody else. If they come, but don't look for them.
You know, I've heard that before. I think Pastor Stephen has said that our culture drives us to find the right person, fall in love with the right person, right? But what we're taught is to actually first become that right person. So you first sort out your crap and know who you are and be whole enough for someone else to be included in your life before you go out there. So becoming versus finding someone.
And that's kind of like what his little example of when he stood on the chair earlier, trying to pull that one person up. Yeah, like if you're strong enough, you can pull them up. You got to take time, energy, effort, but it's so much easier for them to bring you down with them.
Yeah.
It's I don't know why I kind of just thought of this, but like I feel like sometimes dating should be thought about like kind of when you're learning how to drive a car. Like when you're first learning how to drive a car, the last thing you need to have is someone else who's also learning how to drive a car, and you both have steering wheels in the same car. And like you're freaking out because you're like, I've never gone 70 miles per hour.
You already got my own problem.
Exactly. Like I'm just trying to figure out like what this guy in front of me is about. Is he gonna cut in? And now when you're still learning how to drive and you have someone next to you who's also learning how to drive and you're both trying to drive the same car, it can be so frustrating and scary. And so why don't you take the time to learn how to drive, on your own, and
just get out of high school.
And so, and for some people, because I never want to like put like a definite age, because like I know of some friends started dating when they were in like the 11th grade and are married right now, so but I think it's that like it's a lot scarier to do it in high school because you're still figuring out who you really are. And the thing about high school is that it ends and you move on to the next phase of life. You go to college, and that's why like there's a lot of heartbreak there because like I found my one person who I'm supposed to be with for the rest of my life. Then you go to college and you're like, there's another person who I think I'm supposed to be with for the, for the rest of my life.
You don't realize how big the world is.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
That's just kind of crazy to think about because I just graduated high school. So like kind of stepping out of that little bubble of being in that one school, you're like, well, now there's just so many people. You're learning what it's actually like to be an adult. Yeah. It's kind of crazy. Yeah.
What do you think some of the things that our world, our culture teaches us to look for? Or what do we use as a reference for what a good relationship is or a good kind of person is?
I feel like today in social media, like for example TikTok or like Instagram, like you see these like, or YouTube, like if you see like these cute couples like raising families together, making money, or like just starting off maybe in high school, like you think they have it all together, like I want that, but do you really like, do you know what it's actually like behind the scenes? Do you know what it's like when they're trying to make the videos, before and after they make the videos? You don't really, like anyone can make a face in front of the camera.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's good.
It is, and it's almost like we need to start redefining what our blueprint of our relationships are, because I always think about how growing up, I always was like, man, I'm just trying to have that Kanye and Kim Kardashian type of love, like she's gonna hold him down and he's gonna, like provide for her, or like, man, I'm just trying to have that, Hailey Bieber and Justin Bieber type of relationship. They're so cute together. Look at them in their clothing lines and stuff, but then
you don't even know what's going on.
You have no idea.
And then you hear like celebrities break up and you're like, what? I thought they had a perfect relationship.
Exactly.
And it seems sudden.
Right.
But
Exactly.
really they had the same problems as you would the whole
Exactly.
time.
And so I almost want to like encourage like anyone who's watching and anyone who's hanging out with us is start looking at relationships that are closer to you rather than relationships that are so much further away on social media. And so now I look back, and I'm like, man, my parents were the perfect blueprint of what, marriage looks like. They've been married for, 30 years. And I'm like, man, like that's the type of relationship I want to have. You know, the way that my youth pastor and his, you know, wife are together. So I'm like, I want to encourage people to redefine what your blueprint of what a relationship is, and really like look at the people you inspire to be, who are actually in your life, who you can actually ask questions to, like, dude, like, how did you and Gina, you know, like people ask us all the time, like, you guys are so different. Like, if you know Gina and I, like, she brushes her teeth at night, I don't. Like, that is fundamentally.
In the morning and at night, twice a day.
Twice a day. I brush it once.
You don't brush it.
No. What's the point? I'm going straight to bed.
You have all the food in your mouth.
Tell him, Elijah. Tell him.
You see,
but
that's how we get cavities, David.
Yeah,
And believe me, he's had them.
Why are we making this about me right now? Someone help me out in the chat, okay? Put it in the chat, you know? But it is, it's like, you know, even though we're so different, I think we've realized some stuff that, you know, that we've had to work through on how to love each other and look for people who you're closer to rather than people who are on Instagram and TikTok for your inspiration on what real relationships look like.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can't really even get that much insight into people on social media.
Boom.
Exactly. Yeah.
A lot of times they're the biggest train wrecks of all.
Oh.
Dang.
Dang, Elijah, you preaching, fam.
What is something you wish you could have told yourself, or you wish you would have known before you got in a situation? Maybe in a relationship that didn't work out, or something that maybe, you know, led you down the wrong path. What is something you wish you would have known?
Maybe.
I was gonna say definitely knowing that it's okay to say no, and that you don't have to do everything or go along with everything that somebody wants you to.
Wow.
Especially like going into relationships for the first time, or for the first time getting into a serious relationship.
Yeah.
You feel like there's so many expectations and pressures on you, and you just have to know that you can say no.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's really good.
I was gonna say, like, relying on them. Like, I mean, we're just dating, so I mean, like, if you're just starting off as talking, which I don't like that term, but you know, whatever, that's what we call it now. Or if you do end up dating, like, don't rely on them as if they're your husband, wife, spouse, whatever, because I feel like a lot of people do that. They want to like act as if they're married, act as if they're living together, act as if like y'all are actually for better or for worse, and that's not the case, and y'all are just still growing together, getting to know each other.
Exactly.
That's really good.
Yeah. I think it's just like, to kind of go off of that, it's just about just knowing that no one person in your life can give you everything.
Wow.
So you got to know what people to go to get what stuff.
That's really
it's like
good.
what you were saying too, like, don't go to celebrities to get your relationship goals. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you might go to them to get your artistic inspiration, but it's like, because I think it doesn't mean that you have to completely discount them.
Yeah.
Like, I think that they can influence certain things in your life, but it's just about, like, even if you have a girlfriend, like, don't go to her for everything.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Because when you put everything on them, you just can't expect that from them.
Yeah.
Because you'll ultimately just be let down.
Dude, that is so good, you know. And I know for me, I wish someone would have told me that someone else's timeline doesn't have to be my timeline.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of the time, you know, when I was in high school, like, my guy friends would always be like, wait, you've never kissed a girl?
Yeah.
Bruh, are you for real? Like, dude, like, why not? And so then all of that now, you know, you start to kind of use as your identity, like, oh man, like, the reason why I need to be in a relationship isn't because I want to find someone, you know, who I'm compatible with, but it's because I want my guys to stop making fun of the fact that I haven't kissed a girl. And now looking back, it was like, man, I wish that I had shared, you know, a better experience with my first, you know, with my first kiss, but all that it was me trying to check it off the list, you know. Like, I'm just trying to get anybody to kiss me. Like, that's what Tim was talking about, like going, you know, grocery shopping when you're hungry. I was just like, you want to kiss me? Yeah, okay. You know, just so I could. I was pointing to Gina, by the way, not anyone. You know, and so I wish I would have known that, like, man, someone else's timeline doesn't have to define my timeline.
Yeah.
And, you know, that I can wait as long as I need to, so that until I'm ready, that, like, I don't have to pursue things just because my friends are pursuing me, or because I feel like other people are at different stages of my life. That, no, like, I need to really just, like, look inward and be like, okay, David, what's going to be best for you? What do you need right now in the season, and who are you becoming right now?
That's very good.
Yeah.
Well, this conversation is almost like an unending one, because relationships are part of our lives. It's who we are, who we engage with. the relationships we form, whether they're friendships, romantic relationships with our parents. And so I think it's so important for us just to continue speaking about these things. And a lot of the times we get caught up when we're in isolation. We don't talk about the things that we're struggling with. We don't get advice from people. And so even right now where you're at, you can still put your name, your grade, and your location in the chat to get into an e-group, because this is the kind of conversation you need. You need to have people you're accountable to. You need to have people that you can share similar values with, that can really encourage you, especially when you're struggling in those areas of relationships. And so we encourage you to get connected, plugged into an e-group. We love having these conversations, but we're going to end it right here. And we'd love to see any of your comments, posts, anything like that. Make sure you're tagging us at Elevation Youth. And we're going to round this thing up. Praise up, rhythm high, big love.